Welcome back to the Yanadameen Godcast. I'm Lord Jamar.
Digga, where art thou? Digga.
That's fact checker Rage right there. Rod Digga is still on hiatus right now. She's over in Europe doing her 1-2 thing, getting that European bread, those euros. You know what I'm talking about? Speaking of euros, speaking of bread, listen, if you'd like to donate to the show, and first of all, last week, I gave the shout out to the people and a call to action. And this is a call to action still. We have about 63,000 subscribers. If everyone just gave $1, oh my goodness, we would be so straight. We would be doing for self and don't have to ask nobody for nothing. Even if every viewer, let's just say, we average about maybe 20,000 views an episode. Hey, every viewer, just give $1. What's $1? It ain't gonna hurt you. Go to cash.me/$Yanadameen, patreon.com/Yanadameen, or Yanadameen.com/support and give your $1, $5, $10. I mean, sky's the limit. But I'm just saying, if we all collectively, $1, like I said, last joint, even a drip makes a puddle, and we're gonna make an ocean. So let's do it, y'all. Thank you. We really appreciate y'all. So, Rage.
Yes, sir.
A lot went on in the media, in the news.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that people are talking about right now is the HBO documentary that dropped, Leaving Neverland.
Back to that story, yeah.
Leaving Neverland. It's hard for me to even say. I'm getting tongue-tied just thinking about it. Mm-hmm. Did you watch it, Rage?
Certainly did not. I don't intend to.
Really?
Nah.
Okay, well, why is that?
I'm just pooped out in that whole story, that whole narrative, and not just to say I'm a Michael Jackson fan, but I owe it to any person's legacy to try to remain as impartial as possible. And I see the fixing on this topic, and I'm not really comfortable. So I'm just not going to patronize the franchise at all. That's my personal decision.
Right. Well, I watched it.
Okay.
I watched it. Now, there's 2 parts to it. I only saw part 1. It was disturbing to say the least. You know, the things being said about Michael in this documentary, that these grown men now, but they were little boys at the time that they said all of this were happening. They were around 7 years old. You know, it was disturbing on many levels. Like it was, you know, very graphic in the description of, you know, the type of shit that was going. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. Is this almost, see, now this makes me ask other questions.
Yeah, exactly. I know where you're going.
Almost, do they put things out there to force you to imagine in your mind what could have been going on?
100%.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's where they fuck with your mind right there.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't want to even think about this type of shit. But now you're trying to force me, you're graphically describing pedophilia. I don't want to have those images in my mind.
At all.
And descriptions of it paints images in people's minds. And I think that is the danger of watching some of this shit.
Isn't it safe to assume if a person is inclined to pedophilia that they would gain some excitement from seeing that?
Right. That's another thing.
Yeah. It's almost like a halfway of like doing porn.
Or hearing about the acts that went on.
Right. What social good is that serving?
I mean, my thing is there's so many documentaries right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it seems like the documentaries are put out to try to give people an official narrative of whatever topic they want to talk about. Here's the thing, Mike. You know, I grew up being a fan of Michael Jackson. Like, Michael was an inspiration. I don't know what that clicking sound was. Michael was an inspiration, like, to young black children. Like, just seeing a young child to be like he was the leader of the group. His brothers were older than him, but he was young and was the leader. Something about that was inspirational to a little kid. You know what I mean? And the fact that he could sing and dance, and he just coming up, the Jacksons, they had a cartoon. Like, that was great for black people's self-esteem. Like, his afro was on fleek. Like, everything was like, Michael Jackson was the shit. Then when he came with Off the Wall, his style got a little, you know, you saw he was a little softer, but that Off the Wall album was the shit when I was coming up. I had to be like, I don't know, 12, 13 or some shit, 11 around maybe when that came out. And that was the shit. So I say all this to say, but Mike, you was doing crazy shit. Like, fucking with little kids. Now, I'm not even saying on a sexual level, because he didn't have to be. We don't know. We weren't there. But we do know that he liked to chill with little kids and befriend children and shit. And little kids would sleep over his crib and that are not his, and be in the room and the bed. And it's when you put yourself in those type of situations, I'm sorry, like you only you create that opening for people's minds to wander.
On the topic of create, I think it's important to point out the distinction that these were little white children.
Yes.
Okay.
Because now, hold up. Did you see there was some interviews that Vlad was having with some gangster dude that used to be around the Jacksons? He said he used to have his kids over at Michael's all the time, and
Nathan Franks.
Nothing happened to his kids.
Right.
He got pictures of his kids running around Michael Jackson in their underwear.
Right.
In the crib.
Right.
And he said ain't shit happened, but he was a fucking gangster and he would have fucking killed Michael. So a lot of times it could be the science of, you know who to do this to, and you know who not to do this to.
100%.
You know what I mean?
The point I was leading to in terms of the white kids is, keep in mind, like, none of us are raised in a vacuum. Michael Jackson was raised within the context of white America. So the things that he saw, the things he valued, the things that he saw as opulent or anything that had a desire to be attained was white.
Right.
So you got to remember, he's raised off Dennis the Menace, everything that represents childhood, everything that represents purity is the white child. So instinctively, if he's still a child and he wants to grasp that American dream that he's being brought in, he would want to hang out with white kids. You see what I'm saying? Then we got to discuss what happened to his face. You see what I'm saying? So there's some racial nuance in there.
Because they say it's vitiligo, and I say that's a vitili.
Come on.
And it needs
curls,
to go.
Right.
Like, it's bullshit.
That's going in post. That's going in post. But no, so that's what I'm looking at. So that being said, what I'm looking at with the whole Michael Jackson, like, circus, quote unquote, they love him and appreciate him as a cute boy, but they definitely had a problem with him as a businessman.
Yes, I can see that, but also a man who seemed to be, people don't like to use this word, but I'm going to use it, retarded in his growth, as far as, people feel like, he really might have had a Peter Pan syndrome. He might have really wanted that perpetual childhood. He didn't have a childhood when he was young. He's always working. So now he's old enough to try to buy a childhood for himself as an adult. And I'm going to hang around kids and we're going to have roller coasters and fucking monkeys and giraffes and all this kind of shit. And you know, we're going to have sleepovers and pillow fights and shit like that. And to him, he's thinking, oh, you know, if he's innocent of this. And I'm going to bring up a story also about my man, somebody that I know, okay, that actually was bodyguarding for Michael Jackson, okay? And I know this person personally. And after this whole thing came out, because everybody, once they saw this, said, oh, it looks bad for Mike. I was even kind of like, it looks bad. I mean, these stories sound bad. But my man's like, yo, he's full of shit. These stories are full of shit. I was around Mike. Mm-hmm. There's no way he could have been doing this without me knowing. And if I would have saw this, I would have whooped his ass myself. This is what my man is saying. Now, this dude used to bodyguard for me back in the day. Right. You understand? For Brand Nubian. That's compelling to me. Yeah. Because I really know this guy. I don't know these motherfuckers that made this documentary. I don't know what their motives are or you see what I'm saying? Like, they don't have any journalistic integrity as far as, you know, to not inject any personal opinion or anything like that into whatever they're presenting to us. So I don't know.
What I would like to, listen, what shakes me is this. Again, from his evolution from a childhood star to an astute businessman, he was around the likes of Tommy Mottola, Quincy Jones, and somewhere along the line, business savvy rubbed off on Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, when he started buying the Beatles masters and shit
all
like that.
Stuff, buying catalogs.
Getting Paul McCartney pissed off at him.
Crazy, you know. So when he started buying those catalogs and those publishing rights, it was interesting. There's a story that apparently, if I'm not mistaken, Little Richard's catalog came with the Beatles catalog. And I was told that Michael Jackson simply returned Little Richard's catalog back to him. And if everybody want to follow the context, in the mid-'80s, Little Richard was doing a whole talk show circuit, screaming at the top of his lungs, I started, you know, because he'd gotten jerked and he wasn't seeing his residuals. Michael Jackson heeded that call and he was like, here you go. So that was one example of Michael Jackson showing some form of affinity to his black self. And I also want to point out that before Michael Jackson died, he went to Harlem. Al Sharpton brought him to Harlem. Michael Jackson sought to address Harlem people and his people. He tried to come home. And he said, all these attacks on me came when I started getting all these number ones and breaking the records of Elvis Presley. And then he started explaining in terms of how many different artists were jerked in the music business, how those deals were structured and how he restructured his deals. And apparently at that time of him doing the business, that's when all the accusations started coming. So listen.
You know, they say similar things about Prince too. And Prince is not here either.
And Prince has the same story. He broke away from Warner Brothers, completely reshaped the paradigm of how music is distributed. He saw the power of his franchise and he went independent. And to this day, you can't see any of his stuff on YouTube. So yeah, what are the similarities? Why are these two stalwarts of music and black culture, why are they dead? And why do they have the same story of being?
But see, now you couldn't blame Prince for no shit like molesting kids because we don't know him to be hanging with kids like that. You see what I'm saying? Right. Whereas this dude is known for hanging around little kids. And see, that's what really fucks him up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I want to read what my man read. First of all, my man I'm talking about, his name is Bill Whitfield, okay? he put this out publicly on Facebook. And I don't think he'd mind me bringing him up right now. Matter of fact, we might get Bill up here. But I want to read what he said. Let's see, this is him right here. That's my man Bill with Mike walking as one of the kids. Okay?
Yeah.
He says, everyone that knows me knows if I believed or knew MJ would harm a child, I would not have worked for him. As his personal security, I would have known if something wasn't cool. And trust me, I would have kicked his ass myself. As I protected him in life, I will protect his honor in death. Hashtag, I got your back, sir. Hey, man, all I could say is, from what I know of my man, Bill, you know, he is an upstanding, credible dude. You know what I mean? I don't think that he would cover for him. Right. I don't think he would have worked for him. Right. Cause he's worked for famous people, and I know, working for Michael Jackson, but listen, this is what he's saying. So, I don't know. So, you know, I got to take with my man, somebody that I really know, you know what I mean? Take what he says and really take this, you know, take that into consideration, man.
That's important.
You know what I mean? That's important. So
because you understand his character, him.
Right.
So that lends credence. Like,
right. But now, hold up. But now still, I'm still gonna say you can know somebody and still never really know them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I think a lot of people allow certain people to know as much about them as they'd like.
Of course.
And I feel like, you know, man, there's married couples that they think they really know. Man, you don't really know a motherfucker the way you think you know them. Yeah. Okay? Especially when it's some past shit that might have happened before you even got there, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he could truly feel this way, and maybe something still could have happened. I don't know, but I have to take this right. and weigh it heavily. And I'd like to actually talk to him personally right. to, you know, get a deeper insight into what did he see when he was hanging with these little kids, and you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, mm-hmm. Did he have opportunities? Do you feel, you know what I mean? Like keep it real. Like, was there times when you just wasn't around and this dude was, you know what I mean? I don't know. But from one disturbing thing to another. So we had the Surviving Neverland documentary. And, I called it Surviving Neverland, but it's called Leaving Neverland. That's because all the other ones are like Surviving R. Kelly, Surviving Compton. Another prediction of mine. Okay, now get ready, y'all. You ready? Because this is coming. You know it's coming. Surviving Bill Cosby. If Lifetime does it, it's going to be called Surviving Bill Cosby.
And cut Jamar's check.
Okay? Yes, cut me my motherfucking check. But see, they already copyrighted a bunch of survivings probably already of a bunch of fucking people. So, you know, we have a surviving Bill Clinton, surviving Harvey Weinstein. I just want to know. But anyway, so R. Kelly did an interview with, what's the sister's name? Huh? Oh, Gale King. Now, you notice how they always set us up with the black interviewer. Like Jussie got interviewed by, what's her name? from the Today Show or whatever. You know what I'm talking about, the tall one, Robin Roberts. Yes.
Then there's the Soledad, that Soledad lady. She's always the go-to.
Listen, now, you know, yeah, they'll have Don Lemon or somebody.
Yeah.
And now they got Gale King doing R. Kelly. Okay? So R. Kelly is on there being asked about, you know, the allegations and all of that. And basically he's dipping and dodging, if you ask me. And then he gets to crying. And see, here's what I don't like when people try to answer a question with a question.
What do you mean?
Well, I didn't ask you anything. I made a statement there. But, you know, R. Kelly, did you have sex with underage girls? Listen, is that my camera right there? Listen, how crazy does it sound for me to be locking up girls, not feeding them, and not letting them make phone calls? Like, nigga, that's not what I asked you. I asked you a question. Stop asking me questions about the question. Answer the question.
100%.
You see?
Yeah.
And that's a way to deflect and like answer the question.
Not only that, it is plausible because there are people who do that type of stuff.
First of all, listen, I hate when people say, why would I do something that would harm me? People do it every day.
That's life, yeah.
People do shit that harm them knowingly every day and don't give a fuck. We know all the fucking research on cigarettes and soda and all that type of shit. Look.
Listen, full disclosure, when this is done, I'm a pack of Oreos or something, me.
So, right.
Yeah.
You know what the fuck you supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But you're not, but we do what we do. Okay? So why would you do that? Because that's some shit that you want to fucking do. And you might not have the, you know, in your mind, you don't have the discipline or whatever the case may be to stop fucking with little girls.
Right.
You know, you were scarred when you were a child or whatever, because you are supposedly a victim of rape, but you don't want to talk about that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you're just going to act like you're a freaky dude that likes freaky shit. And okay, well, if that's the case, you're a little too freaky for, you know, for this fucking society, because you ain't supposed to be doing shit like that with little girls. Now the grown women, what you doing with them, and you know, that's a whole different thing. Okay, here's the thing though that came across my mind about both of these documentaries. When these so-called victims, I don't care if it's R. Kelly's victims, Michael Jackson's victims, when they start talking about, like, especially the early part of when they met this person, it's always, they seem like these are fond memories for them. Like, it always seems like, you know, they're smiling. Oh, it was great. You know, he used to send me like limousines, and we used to, you know, like this one guy was like, oh, he used to get the movies before they came out in the theaters. So we watched Batteries Not Included. And, you know, and it's just like, they seem a little too, you know, and even some of the girls, he used to call me, like, if you're a victim, be mad about the motherfucker through the whole thing, then I kind of feel like, why are we reminiscing with such, like, you know, melancholy, you know, those were the days, except for the part when he raped me. Like,
right.
You know, it was great. Like, but, you know, you should be even looking at that part like,
Yeah.
That was the fucking setup, yo.
Right.
Some bullshit.
Right.
This motherfucker was giving me candy and fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sending my fucking family on trips and shit
That's
like
how I would
that.
do it. That's how I would
You know
say
what I
it,
mean?
yeah.
But y'all is kind of like, you know, homeboy had his leg crossed, all suspect, first of all. And he's just sitting there and he's like, yeah, and, you know, it just, that part is disturbing to me too. And that kind of makes me question sometimes the credibility of some of the accusers when you do that. So now accusers, keep that accuser energy. Like, don't be half like, these are half fond memories and half nightmare. Either it was a whole nightmare, you know what I mean? Or it wasn't. I mean, I know there's positive and negative in all things, but I'm just saying the way you reminiscing about it, and you're here and trying to tell a story that's trying to say that this person victimized you, I don't think you should be smiling about none of this shit he did. You motherfucker gave you a cookie. Shouldn't be fucking happy about that shit.
There's some conforming though. Like, I've been in situations in the music business where I've seen things that were suspect, but I've also seen people who were on the payroll or who had some political gain to achieve literally turn a blind eye, you know? I mean, come to a situation where they know something's going on and they bust a move like this. Come on. You heard what he just said. You know what dude doing. You know what's going on. All of us riding in the car, looking straight ahead, 12 o'clock all of a sudden. Come on. Come on. You know, but I'm the person, I make myself the martyr. I'm the curmudgeon because I'm the dude like, yo, let me out, man. Let me out.
That's my word. I feel like I'm the dude
saying?
that they kind of, once they took my temperature, because I feel like they take your temperature somehow when you're not even realizing it, though.
100%.
They taking your temperature.
I know how they do it, yes. See how much you can withstand.
With some shit?
Would you tell?
Yo, they saw it.
Man,
they said, yo, this nigga Jamar really believes this.
Right, exactly.
He really believes this shit. We can't don't do nothing around him.
Don't do nothing.
Don't do nothing around him, because I'm telling you, I didn't see a lot of foul shit. Like, I would hear shit about people and all that, but I swear, I feel like a lot of these motherfuckers knew. Yo, don't bring that shit around. Don't bring that shit around the guard, or you gonna get bleamed on. You gonna get bleamed on. You gonna turn it into social media before there was social media. I let motherfuckers know, like, yo, I seen that motherfucker do some crazy shit, y'all. You wanna hear about it? But yeah, that's just something that came up in, as I'm watching both things, that was a little thread that I saw that kind of ran through the both of them. Like, stop reminiscing with fondness. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to hear that from you.
See, celebrities intoxicating,
as a victim,
man.
Huh?
They're celebrities intoxicating. Even though these people are quote unquote victims, they're still getting a rise out of being celebrities.
Yes.
And that speaks to the sickness of our society.
Yes.
Choose
and this
a thing.
is my bigger thing, like money, fame. Like, if this was a broke bum,
right,
we wouldn't be having these discussions. You wouldn't even wait for any kind of allegations.
Right.
Like, if dirty, you know, if dirty Lester, you know, the homeless man up the street, invited the 7-year-old boy, you know, from up the block to sleep in his sleeping bag, you know, the whole fucking neighborhood would probably kill him. Mike would kill him. Literally. At the very least, they're calling the police on him and trying to make sure that this motherfucker's out of here.
Yeah.
Why? Because he ain't got no money? Because he smells bad? Because you step over him every day? But these motherfuckers is hopping out of same mentality as Lester on homeless Lester, but they got Rolls Royces and fucking Cubans and
money, man.
You know what I mean? And homes that are, you know what I mean?
Prestige and money.
Bathrooms big as this room. Like, come on, bro. This shit is, you know, to where it can put a spell. It's a spell.
It is.
It's a magical spell.
It is a magical. I've seen some magical.
Well, they talk about Hollywood. Hollywood is supposed to be the kind of wood that they made.
Holy wood.
Not just Hollywood. Hollywood is, there's a Hollywood, and that's what they made magic wands
Yeah,
out of.
Out of holy wood.
Mm-hmm. Because they cast in a spell on you with money and the illusion of fame. This shit is fucking crazy. This is one of my main themes, actually. Like when you watch most of my videos on Vlad and all of that, this is one of the main themes. Why do we allow money to like change the rules of common sense and morality?
Yeah.
I think y'all need to sit with that question for a second as we go to break. We'll be back. All right, now where's my fucking food?
Brooklyn's historic The Black Lady Theater is now taking bookings. Host your next birthday party, concert, networking event, baby or bridal shower, wedding, art show, gala, corporate event, live stage play, audition, and so much more. At the one and only The Black Lady Theater. Mention code GODCAST for 15% off your rental fee. Code good for the first-time customers only. Valid for a limited time. Call 718-771-0900 to book your event today.